Dozens of activists glued their hands to the roads in Germany to protest climate change.
Everybody's favorite group of people, climate activists. Now, it's actually been a hot minute since I've covered any of these videos on my channel.
It's time to pick the side.
And I gotta say, there's a lot of content that I've really been missing out on. When I say a lot has been happening over these past few months, it really is an understatement. Yes, we had the good old gluing your hand to the road, but some people have been taking it way too far this time, to the point where they've actually had to have fingers and hands amputated. I feel like they are just one of the most hated groups. And to prove it, let's have a look on what they've been up to recently.
The German activist organization Last Generation blocked traffic on multiple highways. Police officers worked to detach the protesters' hands from the roads before carrying them away. At least 87 people were arrested.
What a great success. I call that a big win in my books. Let's recap, shall we? They glue their hands to the road and then practically get arrested. Yeah. Judging by all the screaming going on, I feel like the audience is pretty well aware of what is about to happen next. And just like that, the group becomes even more hated. A great success. I also don't understand the thought process behind a lot of this. They argue the fact that, well, it starts the conversation, but the conversation is already well underway, so that's kind of pointless. You're just making the general public now not even wanting to give any of their time to the matters that you're concerned about. Because let's be honest, when climate change first started getting talked about, I feel like most people were open-minded talking about the seriousness of it. But since this has been happening more and more, I've definitely seen a change in the public eye on the way that they perceive these people now. No one likes them. No one wants to talk about climate change. Everyone's completely sick and tired of talking about it. And if anything, it's just making things much harder on themselves. Like in this clip, is there anyone here actually cheering at the fact that he is doing this?
Players in, players in.
No. Well, that's funny, isn't it? Who would have funked it? We attack people's most favorite thing that they enjoy the most, and they're not cheering for us. Well, that's a lie, actually. They do cheer at the end.
Court intrusion.
Another question is, who the f actually has time to do this during their day? Unemployed people. That's who.
This is wild. Climate change activists broke into a German airport using wire cutters and cemented their hands to the runway using a combination of concrete and epoxy in order to take a stand against carbon emissions. And now it's looking like their hands are permanently stuck unless they get them amputated.
I mean, I'd just say just leave them there if I'm being perfectly honest. They're just all such big hypocrites as well. It's like they drive to the airport, which emits fumes into the atmosphere, to then protest about emitting fumes into the atmosphere. These people are massive hypocrites. I really feel like around about now is kind of the time that you guys should really just start to protest back. Find out where these people live, protest at the end of their driveway the next time that they need to drop their kids off to school, or better yet, need to go to the hospital because it's in an emergency. Let's glue our hands to their driveway and really inconvenient them. You know, it's just like, I couldn't imagine they would be too happy or pleased about that. They're very much the type of people that do as I say, not as I do. Really gives me the same energy as when people talk about immigrants moving to countries and saying that we need to shelter them. But every time you say, yeah, absolutely. Could you take one or two? Well, I can't. No, I can't do it. But other people should step up and do it though. I just hate this way of thinking.
Their protest caused 36 flights to be canceled and 10 flights to be redirected, but it's looking like they could have used their hands to make a far bigger impact on climate change by planting just 10 trees.
Oof. And you reckon all those people that got diverted or their flights cancelled are now going to be climate activists themselves? I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think someone's thought of this, got their flight delayed, especially when it's that stressful in the first place, Dude, when my flight gets delayed even just 10 minutes, it pisses me off. Let alone being straight up cancelled because of this. I couldn't imagine then be like, well, I know I just missed out on my holiday and then I've missed out on a few days of my hotel. That's some money I'm probably never going to get back. But you know what? These climate activists, they make a good point actually. No one's ever said that. It's the same thing with veganism, climate change, and all the other protests. And you would have thought after doing this for such a long period of time now, you would kind of learn about that. That's why they're having to get more desperate and try and do these elaborate protests now to inconvenience people. Oh, it gets the conversation starting. Yeah, but in the complete wrong way. They talk about it all right, but they just get extremely pissed off. Also, when you ever interview one of these people, say when it's on the BBC or ITV or Channel 4, it's just, they come from such a place of privilege as well. And it's all about them. I just think they're massive attention seekers that do this for nothing more than Instagram likes and for attention.
The Trevi Fountain in Rome had to be completely emptied of all its water. A group of climate activists entered the 18th century fountain in protest of fossil fuels and used diluted charcoal to turn the water black. They were all arrested and charged with vandalism. The mayor of Rome says over 66,000 gallons of water were wasted.
Well, that's not very environmentally friendly, is it, guys? Wow. It's almost like they're massive hypocrites or something. The thought process to a lot of these protests as well, it just don't seem very thought out. You know what I mean? It's very much like big adults crying like a baby and then vandalizing stuff. In fact, I'm pretty sure a lot of these people like to use this simply as an excuse and a vessel to do their new vandalism hobby. You know what I mean? Like, some of the people in these groups probably don't really care about climate change, but hey, it means vandalizing stuff, I'm in. I can just blame it on saying that I'm doing it for the planet. Yeah, we just wasted like a ton of water, but it's for the planet. Oh, right, yeah, okay, that makes no sense.
I'm doing this for my son. The government's inaction on climate change is a death sentence to us all. The United Nations have said we should have no new oil. Liz Truss wants to open 130 new oil licenses. That's a death sentence to this planet.
Two things there. One, who the hell is doing this interview right now? Is that Joe Rogan? Man, I swear to God, man, he gets any interview. He gets it done, I'm telling you. Number two, I bet her son is so proud. My mum was on the telly the other day. Fucking shows this clip. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, that's so epic, man. Yes, sir, please. Okay, but they're spraying the buildings with chemicals that aren't harmful. Oh, okay, cool. My bad. I'm the silly one. Don't they have to then wash it off, which then in turn wastes water, which isn't very environmentally friendly? It's one big loop of them being massive hypocrites. I swear to God.
Climate activists targeted an Andy Warhol painted sports car worth more than $50 million. Unlike in previous stunts, this work of art was not covered with glass, meaning that the activists attacked the exhibit directly, later gluing themselves to the floor next to the car. Well, the art gallery was forced to close after the stunt, and police are working to identify the culprits.
The more I watch these videos, the more I just realize I really hate this group. You know what I mean? It's like they just glue themselves to anything at this point, and then they just scream at you like we're the villains. I talked about in previous videos as well, where people were in traffic trying to get to the hospital, or they had loved ones in an ambulance trying to get to the hospital, and then later on died because they couldn't make it in time. These people are the real villains, despite surely in their own minds thinking that they're not. It's just a bunch of self-centered, spoilt brats with way too much free time, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Blocking the Port of Brisbane motorway, tyres deflated. Climate protester Naomi Shine kicks off chaos. Tensions quickly boiling over, trucks inching forward. One motorbike pushing through.
Just letting you know.
Like, what the hell even is this, man? Like, what am I actually watching? This looks like the world's worst supervillain. Instead of two arms, she has two fucking cars as an arm. Also, yeah, okay, bro, let's just point out the obvious real quick. She drove two cars and then let the air out of the tires. So, what's gonna happen there? Let's think about this one. Now, guys, I'll be honest, I'm not the smartest person by a long shot. I don't claim to be, but That is pretty dumb. So we have now a massive line of traffic that is starting and stopping their engines every few seconds. That's not very environmentally friendly. She drove 2 cars. 2? Oh, guys, last time I did maths, it's been a while, but last time I checked, 2 is bigger than 1. That's not very environmentally friendly. She let out the air in the tires, which probably means she's now going to have to get them picked up by some trucks. You guys seeing a pattern here? This is just so dumb. And then she's going to sit there and be like, I'm doing it for the trees. An absolute nut job, man. Like, I swear to God, these people need to be medicated.
Can you call the cops? We don't, yeah. Can you call the cops, mate?
Call the cops! Call the cops, please!
These guys are going to hurt people.
Protesters hesitant whether to keep going with their plan as truckies take.
The way she smiles, hey, does that anger you? It's kind of the same smile as, well, I'm not doing anything today, so I don't mind. I've got all the time in the world. I retired a while ago, so I've got nowhere to be. Now, obviously, can't show some of the clips because YouTube gets a bit funny with certain stuff that you show. But then the people in the traffic proceed to then drag the climate change activists out of the way. And I don't know why, but I actually generally see people in the comments getting upset by that. Like, dude, what did you expect? Being a truck driver, I'm sure this happens quite a lot now. You're not telling me you wouldn't get kind of fed up by this either. You know what I mean?
Oh, this is such a hectic mess down the front here. They're dragging my friends aside. The truckers are so angry.
Wow, that's like really weird. Like, but what? Who could do so? Who would do such stupidity? I just don't understand. Why are they so angry all the time? Yeah, man, it's really a bit of a head scratch, that one, isn't it, guys? I'm sure any 9-year-old watching this video would probably be able to figure out this math equation.
Dragging my friends around. They're getting them in headlocks.
Just got a phone call from work, and they just said that, yeah, it's been going on for about 20 odd minutes or something. They've arrested a couple of them, but I think there's a couple more that actually jumped in.
Across Australia, there's been 3 days of disruptions, Brisbane targeted each day.
Do it on your own time, not my time.
What are they protesting about?
Climate.
They're protesting about the climate.
No, they're saying terrorists. Yeah, well, I'm terrified. I'm terrified that those ecosystems and life-supporting systems are getting collapsed.
Once police arrived, at least 3 protesters were taken into custody. Power tools needed to remove one from the road.
Just another successful day in the land of being unemployed. There's so many more clips as well, and there's some with interviews as well. So if you enjoy these types of videos, let me know in the comments down below and we can look further into those. Anyway, hope you're having a fantastic day. Don't glue your hand to a road, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.